she knew that the people wanted to know what celebrities were up to.
If you don't know, now you know. Okay.
If that's not black excellence, I don't even know what to say. Wendy Williams may serve some hot tea, but I serve the iced coffee. Okay. What it is, what it ain't, it's your girl AMBRE ALERTT, and I am back with another video. Before we get started, my name is AMBRE. This is my channel, AMBRE ALERTT, where I talk about, informative content. I have a bunch of other content coming through. I do vlogs, I do Black Excellence Untold videos, I do story times, I do it all. So with all that being said, today is a biopic series day. We are going to be talking about the legendary Wendy Williams. If you guys are ready, make sure you get started, grab your iced coffee and join me. As she says, grab a snack and come on back, okay? So with the biopic series being said, if you're just tuning into my channel and you don't know what a biopic series is, I'm just going to explain it to you real quick. A biopic series is when I pick a biopic, any biopic, you never know which one I'm going to do. I have done a lot of biopics so far. I feel like this might be episode 14 or 13. I don't know. I'll put it, y'all see it. But anyway, I've done a few biopic series videos already, so if you want to get caught up, I will link some below. Just to let you know, the most famous one, of course, is Why Do Fools Fall in Love, about, Frankie Lyman, the trial, all of that. So I did that video. I did Tina Turner, What's the Love Got to Do with It. I did the Temptations movie. I did Introduction to Dorothy, Dandridge, just to name a few biopic series videos that I've done. So if you like all those videos, make sure you click the links below. I'm doing that in every video. All the related videos will be linked below. Maybe not all of them, but a few of them will be linked below so you guys can stay caught up, because I'm seeing in my analytics that it's a lot of new people coming, and I want you guys to stay. I want us to be, a group, you know what I'm saying? So let's do this. Before we get into the video, I realized that Wendy Williams is having some very serious health issues. I just want to start off the video by saying that in no way is this video going to be bashing Wendy Williams. I do enjoy Wendy Williams' show. I have watched her show for years, so I'm not going to be bashing her, and I just want everyone to keep the comments respectful. I do realize that she has said some things in and out of the media or on her show that can be very offensive to others, and I do recognize that, and I don't agree with those things. But however, this video is going to be about her biopic. Make sure that you like, comment down below, and subscribe to this channel. We are so close, like, y'all don't understand. We are so close to 400 subscribers. Don't unsubscribe once you subscribe, okay? That's annoying, all right? I need some loyal people to subscribe to this channel right now, and stay put, okay? Because the content is flying. It's going to be flying through the screen, okay? So I need you guys to stay loyal, stay down, and stay true. Be real ones and stay with me so that we can get to this goal, so that the next goal of what's the next goal gonna be? Next goal, I want to get to 600 subscribers. We can do that too. So let's do this. Help me out, support me, make sure you subscribe, and let's get into the video. So she has a degree in communications and a minor in journalism from Northern University. She was inducted into the Radio Hall of Fame in 2008. Her show came out in 2009. Wendy Williams, the movie, appeared on Lifetime. It came out this year. I feel like this was a perfect time for it to come out this year, because the pandemic is kind of lightening up a bit. So it's just something really good to watch. Recently watched it actually a couple days ago, and I wrote down some notes. So just before I talk, know that this might be a spoiler. It might be a spoiler, okay? So If you haven't seen it, you might want to go watch it on Lifetime and then come back to this video just to let y'all know, because I'm dropping the facts. This is your average biopic. It talks about Wendy Williams' upbringing. It talks about her insecurities with her weight. Most of all, I feel like in this biopic, I like that it shows how hardworking she was and how dedicated and passionate she was. At a young age, you could tell she just was always full of personality. You know, her parents would, her mother in particular, would kind of want her to tone things down, tone down who she was, and it was kind of hard for her to do that. So I do think that that's pretty cool to see that, you know, she's always been this type of person. It makes her even more real. I like that it talked about how hardworking she was, how dedicated she was. She was on the radio station her sophomore year of college. She was doing her thing on the radio. I specifically like the part where she was going back and forth from DC to New York because she wasn't under contract at the time. So she could just, you know, go here and go there. So she was really like driving back and forth from DC to New York, and I know what that's like. I mean, not physically driving, but like going back and forth. It's like hours. It's hours commute. So for her to be driving back and forth from one station to the next, I think that that's very, very like a hustler. You know what I'm saying? Like she was hustling, you know, and I love the realism of the entire movie. She talked about a lot of things that a lot of people probably wouldn't talk about. She talked about her addiction to cocaine. She talked about her miscarriages. Really interesting to see how relatable her story is to so many women. So many women go through these things and they don't have the courage to talk about it. She made a whole movie, you know what I'm saying? So she talks about her ups and downs in dating. She talks about getting date raped by someone in the industry that she interviewed on the radio. She talks about being with a guy and he messed up her credit. Like, that's something that a lot of women go through. Unfortunately, we get hooked on a dude that's probably you know, attractive to us, but maybe not on our level. And, you know, we get hooked on them, and we, you know, are natural born like nurturers. So we want to help people. You know, we always find somebody we need to help instead of the other way around, helping, like finding somebody that wants to help us. So we do that, and then they take advantage. They mess up the credit, you know, mess up opportunities. Like, I think in one of the scenes, he made her late for work because he told her he wanted to borrow her car, and he didn't show up until like an hour later or whatever, and it was just a mess. A lot of the situations that she was going through was very relatable to a lot of women, and I love even more that she talked about it on the radio. And some of those, you know, jobs couldn't handle her. I think back then, back then people weren't as honest as they are on the radio as they are now, or maybe should I say like gossipy. People weren't so gossipy on the radio, so she kept getting into trouble with her several jobs and working at the radio because she was saying a little bit too much. And she was becoming a celebrity, so she was seeing people that were famous. She knew that the people wanted to know what celebrities were up to, you know. I feel like that, you know, thinking about it myself, I feel like it makes people realize that, hey, like, maybe I don't have as many problems as I thought, or maybe I'm not, you know, as average as I think I am, because so-and-so is going through this, and so-and-so is going through that. I was saying, yes. I like when people just, people are amazing. When people are amazing, they're amazing. Oh. Black women, honestly, I love y'all. I love all women, but black women, y'all just, y'all understand. Anyway, another thing that she talks about that's common, a lot common. I might actually drop a video very soon about plastic surgery, because I'm just telling y'all, like, I'll get into that in a new video. So just stay tuned for that if you want me to talk about that. She talks about her surgery. She ended up getting breast implants and liposuction. And she talked about, you know, her issues in her marriage. I can imagine because she has a live TV show and she's always talking about other people on TV, that it's still kind of hard to talk about all your problems, you know, on your own platform. It's still hard to do that. Holding on to pain and hurt, especially from a husband or, you know, someone that you're with, someone that you've, you know, experienced a lot of things through. I mean, that's difficult. Like, oh my God. I mean, especially at the time, like, where in my opinion her ratings was going up. I was watching the show around the time that she had issues with her husband and the whole situation with the baby had came out. That was so bad. Like, you know, talking about the whole scandal on her TV show, it did appear to be very hard on her. And, you know, it talks about, on the movie, it talks also about the episode that she had passed out. And I didn't even see that episode, but when I seen the clips, I was very concerned. I didn't know what was going on. And, you know, it's unfortunate that that happened, but it seems, it's like, I think she was always a pusher. Like, she always just pushed through, got her work done no matter what. And sometimes you just can't avoid things that are affecting your mental health. Like, sometimes you need to just sit down and address what your problem is so that you can, you know, feel better, be better. It starts to weigh on you. Like, the pressure of just leaving it alone starts to weigh on you. And I think that's what happened with her. I'm gonna get to the real tea. Okay, so that's basically what the movie was about. In the gist is her career, her upbringing, her insecurities, things that she dealt with, you know, as a woman, as a black woman, you know, in the industry, being on the radio, having her TV show, all of that. I found out some things. I looked up an article where she did like an interview. It was interview style, so somebody was asking her questions and she answered it about the movie. So apparently, this is something you didn't know. Apparently, she made a version of this movie before, but it was starring Robin Givens. Never came out. Her response to that was, yes, there was a movie. I don't know what happened to it. Kevin must have did something with it and didn't put it out. But, you know, and that's probably why she is the executive producer of this movie, is because he didn't handle business the way he was supposed to. And he probably just didn't like what she put in the movie, so he never put it out. So I thought that was kind of like shady and interesting. So the next thing was, that wasn't her first time being date raped by someone. She talked about that in the interview as well. Basically, her response was, that wasn't the first time. My movie could only be so long, because then it would have been extra long if I talked about every last thing that happened. She also mentioned in the movie that she was married before she married Kevin, and I didn't know that. And she said it wasn't that important to include in the movie, which I thought was kind of funny, honestly. So as I was watching the movie, I had a question. So my question was, is it true that it was the husband's idea for her to go to rehab? Because that was the narrative that was in the movie. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, wait a minute, is that true? Like, was it his idea? Because I remember watching the show, and she talked about, I seen the episode where she talked about living in a sober house, and the way that she was talking about it, it just seemed like she was stuttering a lot, and it just seemed like she wanted to say something else, like she left out some things. So I wanted to know if it was true. If it was true that it was his idea for her to go to rehab, and if she really did find out about the baby in rehab. She said that it was, the sober living house was 100% against her will. She said that Kevin put her in rehab, and she said she also was paying $50,000 a month to stay there, and that she didn't like it at first, but after a while she started to get adjusted to living there, and she gained her strength. She gained a lot of knowledge and strength about herself, and that she enjoyed staying there. Which is interesting, because then you can see that control, and how much control he had over what was going on at the time, or how much control he wanted to gain over what was happening at the time. So for the divorce, he no longer has shares in Wendy Williams' production company. He kept his cars and businesses, and he got paid handsomely, but that's about it. I can honestly say that I feel bad. I feel bad for the situation that she's going through. I wouldn't wish that on nobody, to be married to somebody for 22 years and then they just have a baby with somebody else real easy after you done had so many miscarriages with them and then had your miracle child, and now they want to start cheating and treat you differently after the baby come, and then you end up being married with them for 20 something years, and then they just leave you for somebody younger and have a young baby, you know. So I think that that's horrible, and he doesn't deserve any true happiness. You don't play somebody like that was in your life for over 2 decades. That's ridiculous. She said that he put her in rehab also because it wasn't because of any abuse, any drug abuse, because she admits that she stopped doing cocaine in like the 90s, and she stopped cold turkey. Once she put it down, it took her 4 days to kind of like quit. She put it down and she never picked it back up. So she said that, you know, she does not do cocaine or crack or anything like that no more. At the time, she did love it, and she was doing it because of her weight. I'm just glad that she quit and that that's over, but I guess he put her in rehab because he thought she had a drinking problem, but she only started drinking after she found out about him cheating and having a baby, and her drinking was a way to cope with it. And she said she never had a drinking problem. She was just drinking because she was upset about what he was doing. And I guess, you know, like in scenes in the movie, he would come in the room and see her with a bottle or whatever. So I guess he was calling himself concerned, but if you were so concerned, you should have been concerned about not cheating and not having a baby. On top of that, he lived down the street. He lived down the street with the girl in a big ass mansion. Oh, playing house. It wasn't just cheating, it was a whole relationship. He was playing house with that lady. And I want to say now that the lady that played her in the movie was fabulous. Sierra Payton is such a good actress. She did so good playing Wendy Williams. I thought it was her. You know, I could see that being a young Wendy Williams. Like, that was good. That was really good. I also love what Wendy Williams said about like how she treats the paparazzi. She basically said, well, she said, and I quote, "We all have families to feed, or we all have to look out." Basically, she was saying that she has relationships with paparazzi in that she's nice to them. You know, she recognizes that they're people too. They're kind of in the same industry as her. She looks out for them. I think in the interview she talked about how like she went to a restaurant and they were outside. She told them how long she was going to be there so that they could get pictures. And she ordered them something to eat and brought it to them. Like, I thought that was so nice. I enjoyed the biopic. I enjoyed doing the research. I also enjoyed finding some other things about her that I didn't know. She is very hardworking. I do hope that her health does, you know, get better, of course. Maybe it is time for her to maybe take a step back. I'm not even saying like, you know, fully retire from actually working. Maybe she should retire from the show. Maybe it's just time for her to move on from that aspect. And I only say that because, you know, she moved on from radio and then went to TV, and I think that that's huge in of itself. And at the time that she started her TV show, she was inducted into the Radio Hall of Fame. So I just feel like personally it's no telling what she can do in front of the camera or behind the camera. And, you know, with her versatility from doing radio and doing TV, I think that maybe she should get into some directing or some producing or something like that, something behind the scenes. Like, I think sky's the limit for Wendy Williams. I don't think it's over. If she does come back to the show, then that's great, but if she doesn't, I wish her the best in any decision that she makes, but I want her to keep her health and put her health first. It's AMBRE Alert. Make sure that you comment, like this video. If you watched the movie, make sure you tell me how you felt about it. Let's talk about it in the comments. I will see you guys in the next video. Let's get to 400 subscribers. We can do this so we can move on to the next goal. If you with me, I'm with you. See you guys in the next video. Bye.